Scotland should be high on your list of great places to visit in the UK for those looking for a memorable vacation or weekend break full of historical attractions, countless great cultural experiences, and other fun things to do. Part of the appeal is that, because Scotland is a small country with a population of just over 5 million people, you're never far from fantastic sightseeing opportunities and interesting places to visit. If you want to explore this beautiful destination, here are some of the best places to visit in Scotland. Number 1. Edinburgh. Edinburgh is frequently named one of the world's most beautiful cities, and with a rich history, a medieval old town, and a Georgian grace-filled new town, it's easy to see why. This spectacular capital is surrounded by 7 hills, with the famous Royal Mile framed by Edinburgh Castle and the magnificent Holyrood Palace. The 11th century castle, perched atop an extinct volcano, is a world-renowned Scottish icon. It has witnessed everything from royal ceremonies, lavish feasts, and the birth of a king to savage battles, ruthless politics, and the deaths of queens. Number 2. Isle of Skye. The Isle of Skye, the largest of the Inner Hebrides, is a breathtaking Scotland destination with plenty to see and do. Its breathtaking landscape features soaring emerald-covered mountains, dramatic sea cliffs that touch down to seashell-strewn stretches of sand, unique rock formations, and waterfalls almost everywhere you look, some of which plunge into the turquoise waters of the Atlantic. Explore the Isle by walking around the clearing and even hiking up to the summit, which is easily accessible via a short, well-maintained path. Number 3. Loch Ness. Many visitors flock to Scotland's most famous loch in search of the Loch Ness Monster, but that's not the only reason you should go. Explore the 754-foot-deep Loch Ness from Inverness, keeping an eye out for the legendary monster, hike around the lakeshore, and visit the ruins of Urquhart Castle, once one of the country's largest castles. Only the ruins of the medieval fortress remain today, but it's still fun to explore and enjoy the views of the lake. Number 4. Orkney Islands. The Orkney Islands are located just off the north coast of Scotland and are home to puffin and sea colonies, as well as giant Arctic seabirds and dolphins. The UNESCO World Heritage listed islands are also known for their fascinating collection of Neolithic monuments, stone circles, and tombs, including the Standing Stones of Staines, 4 giant megaliths that may be the oldest henge site in the British Isles. Believed to be part of an original ring of 12 dating from the 3rd millennium BC. Number 5. Glencoe Valley. Scotland's most scenic mountain valley and most famous glen is also one of the country's most dramatic, with foreboding mountains, tumbling waterfalls, and glistening lochs contributing to a landscape that appears to be photoshopped. Walking through the valley, which is framed by the pristine expanse of Loch Leven and overshadowed by the pinnacles of the Three Sisters mountain range as well as the cone-like path of Glencoe, is one of the country's most rewarding hikes. Number 6. Isle of Arran. The Isle of Arran, also known as Scotland in miniature, is only 166 square miles in size and a mirror image of the landscape found on the mainland. It has picture-perfect sandy beaches, an abundance of wildlife, towering mountains, and magnificent castles, fishing villages, fantastic golf, and some of the friendliest locals you'll ever meet. Awe-inspiring views can be found around nearly every corner, including vistas that overlook the Firth of Clyde towards the Isles of Bute and the mountain range with Goat Fell in the foreground that can be enjoyed while sailing into Brodick Bay. Number 7. Ben Nevis. Ben Nevis's soaring peak is not only Scotland's highest point, but also the highest mountaintop in the entire United Kingdom. Hiking, climbing, and scrambling up its steep face is considered one of the country's most difficult challenges, but those who succeed will be rewarded with some of Scotland's most spectacular views. The view extends from the Grampian Mountains to Glencoe and the Atlantic coast. On a particularly clear day, Northern Ireland can be seen. Number 8. Melrose Abbey. Melrose Abbey is a partly ruined monastery of the Cistercian order in Melrose, Roxburghshire, in the Scottish Borders region. The church's surviving remains date from the early 15th century, and its fascinating history provides visitors with a strong sense of romance. An unopened casket containing King Robert the Bruce's heart lay in Edinburgh until 1998, when it was reburied on June 22 at Melrose Abbey. The abbey is also known for its numerous carved decorative details, which include likenesses of saints, dragons, gargoyles, and plants. Number 9. Aberdeen. Aberdeen, an attractive North Sea port city, is well worth including on your Scotland travel itinerary. Aberdeen has another equally flattering nickname, the Flower of Scotland. And it's well-deserved, thanks to the city's many lovely green spaces, particularly the David Welch Winter Gardens at Duthy Park. Aberdeen, like many of the country's top city destinations, is a joy to explore on foot. Lacing up your walking shoes will allow you to explore not only its many fine examples of old, well-preserved architecture, but also its many pleasant parks and gardens. Number 10. Loch Lomond. Loch Lomond is a convenient place to visit in Scotland for those looking for a glimpse of some of the country's most iconic and romantic scenery. It's an easy drive from Glasgow, and it's also an easy drive from Edinburgh. It's the largest body of fresh water in the UK, and it's so beautiful that one of the country's most famous writers, Walter Scott, dubbed it the Queen of Scottish Lakes. Boat tours and cruises, as well as visits to attractions such as the Loch Lomond Bird of Prey Centre, are examples of gentle activities and pursuits.